Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Sunday and welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. So I hope you guys had a great weekend and getting ready for one of the most important weeks of the year. So we have FOMC. We also have inflation data coming out. We also have mega cap earnings coming out. So you can't script it better. This is going to be one of the most important weeks of the year. And also we have President Trump's threats on Canada about tariffs. So we shall see how that plays out this week. So definitely there's going to be volatility this week. So with all that combination of factors, I believe that there's going to be volatility and there's going to be lots of opportunity for those that know how to execute and know what to do. And that's why we are here tonight. So we are here tonight to prepare for the task ahead, and so that once the opportunity presents itself, we'll be able to take advantage of that. So let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know which city, which country you're tuning in from now, and then we get started shortly. Just waiting for a few folks to join here, and then we'll get this started. All right. Let's get this started here. Just pulling a few things up here. Just one sec. Then we'll get this party started. All right, so let's get started here. So last week was All right, so let's get started here. So I'll just talk about what happened last week and also what moved the market last week, and we shall see what to do next in the upcoming week here. So the week in review. So last week was it was a very it was a very interesting week in a sense that there were threats over the weekend that President Trump threatened 10% tariffs on all trading partners opposing Greenland acquisition, and that caused the market to sell on the Monday. So the futures market was red on the Sunday, and the Monday was red. And also on Tuesday, we had that news that it was going to impose 10% tariffs on all trading partners opposing Greenland acquisition. Also on Wednesday, when you went to Davos, there was a tone shift on the Greenland tariffs situation, and that caused the market to rebound and rally, saying that they are going to make a deal, saying that they are going to have some kind of agreement done. But right now, the intent is not to use military force to go after the invasion of Greenland. Okay. And then, so that followed some kind of strength and relief rally on Thursday. And then on Friday, there was disappointing guidance from the semiconductor stock Intel, and that caused the market, the semis, to go down a bit. But that gap did not hold, and the semis recovered. So Friday, we got a run in the market. We got first part of the market was session of the market was up, and then it sold off before the market closed. So yeah, so this week is going to be very interesting because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the market. So right now, the state of the US is that there are threats that there's going to be another shutdown on the way. And there's also President Trump has threatened Canada with 100% tariffs if they go ahead with the deal with China. And also, he's looking to actively acquire Greenland. So I don't know how that's going to play out. US Armada is heading towards Iran. So it looks like there's going to be some kind of strike, imminent strike on Iran. I don't know when, but it looks like the warships and stuff are moving to that area, and that could trigger some kind of attack very soon. And if that happens, we know that oil prices are going to go up as well. Okay, and we also have the DOJ, Department of Justice in the US, are investigating Fed Chair Powell. And we also have rumors that BlackRock's CIO is likely to be the next Fed chair. That's what the betting markets are predicting. And President Trump is calling for $2,000 stimulus checks and 1% interest rates or interest rates. I believe that's on the credit card or something like that. Assets owners will be, so if you can position yourself well for all these events, you can pull money from the market once they trigger. For instance, if the US attacks Iran because of the protests in Iran and they topple the government, it's going to cause oil prices to go up, and you can capitalize on oil stocks. And also, if the they appoint the BlackRock CIO as Fed chair, the market is going to be happy because he's dovish and in nature. He's going to implement some of the things that President Trump wants in terms of interest rate cuts and stuff like that, which is going to be more rapid when Fed Chair Powell leaves his post in May. Okay, so the week in review. Last week, these are the numbers that we got last week in terms of the performance of the various sectors. So we got all greens in the S&P 500, Nasdaq, and the IWM. And technology woke up finally, closing 1.4%. And then we have financials were down, healthcare rallied, discretionary also rallied, industrials were down, and staples, consumer staples was up as well. Energy was up. I believe that energy is going to be one of the best performing sectors this year. So we are seeing energy still hold that strength. And then you have utilities down by 1.3%, and you have materials up by 3.35%. You also have real estate also go down, and bonds were up. 10-year yield went down after it tried to break out of the bull flag, and then VIX was down after rallying earlier in the week due to the whole Greenland invasion situation. And then gold and silver continue to rip. As of today, we see gold finally hit the psychological number of 5,000, which is a big milestone for gold. And silver is currently trading at $100 plus. So it's telling me that a lot of people are pushing money into safe havens, which is the precious metals, to be able to capitalize on that move. But at some point, we are going to see a liquidity shift. And I believe that liquidity shift, or money, liquidity means money. Money is going to shift from precious metals, gold and silver, and come back to tech. Once it comes back to tech, we are going to see a decline in gold and silver. So usually psychological numbers are numbers that investors like to sell at. Okay. So don't be surprised to see a decline in gold in the coming days now that it has reached that psychological number of 5,000. Okay. So, all right. So this week we are looking at key earnings for the week. Okay. So this week is going to be is going to be a blockbuster week in the sense that we have the mega cap earnings that form the Magnificent Seven. Most of them are reporting. So we have here in the Magnificent Seven, we have Microsoft, we have Meta, we have Tesla, Apple. They are all reporting this week. So if four of the Magnificent Seven are reporting, then it tells you that this is going to be a big market moving event. And this year, Microsoft has been selling, Meta has been selling, Apple has been selling for 7 weeks, and these stocks have been selling significantly. And Tesla was also down, but it tried to recover. So we are going to see how these stocks are going to behave this week. I don't believe that we are going to get continuous sell-off in this stock because they are already sold off a lot, right? So I believe that there's going to be some kind of a bounce. And if these four stocks get a bounce, post earnings, then definitely you are going to see a solid green week in the Nasdaq and the SPY, barring any catastrophe or any kind of threat tweets from the president. Right? If the president tweets something crazy, and it's going to just nullify all those rallies. But if we have a regular week with no crazy tweets, then we are going to get that move to the upside with these stocks. So I'm watching. I like the setup on Meta. I like the setup on Microsoft. I like the setup on Apple as well. Apple has been selling off, and Tesla. So I'm going to present that in tonight's in the live stream tonight. So you want to take notes and get ready for. Also, Boeing is breaking a matter of all trend lines, and Boeing, I think this is the moment for Boeing. Boeing could be a $300 stock in no time, and all those tariff deals that the president has been working with in the Gulf states and Arab states, most of them came with deals for those countries to buy Boeing planes, even the one with China, the one with Japan and stuff. So I believe that has helped Boeing, and we might see that reflecting their earnings on Tuesday morning. So this happens on Tuesday at pre-market. So these stocks, I'm going to look to trade them post earnings. As in, after the earnings, we are going to look for either what is called the earnings reversal or continuation trade, depending on how they perform. But I like these stocks, and also United Health is also reporting. We are going to see if it can break out. It's currently at the 100 SMA. We are going to see if it can continue pushing from there. So there's a lot to unpack here tonight, and these stocks are going to really move the market next week, in the upcoming week. Okay, so these are the earnings for the entire week. You have Monday, these ones, and so the ones that I'm really looking up to are the ones that are in the box, right? So Sandex has been a stock that has been ripping all year long. Is already done 100% return on the equity this year alone. So I don't know how far it can go from there. At this point, at that high rally, the only way it can continue to go up after earnings is going to be for them to come up with some kind of discovery or something akin or similar to the cure for cancer or something. Otherwise, I don't see the stock rallying and continuing. It might sell off instead because it's going to be buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. So that's what's going to happen. And then you have SoFi. SoFi has to do with this AI lending and student loans and stuff. I believe SoFi is one of the stocks that is poised to do well this year if things go well with their earnings and all the other stuff with the student loan repayment. Okay. All right. So yeah. So these are the key stocks that I'm watching for the week, and we shall see how they play. But the most important ones are going to be the mega caps, right? The mega caps are going to move this market. So if the mega caps fail, then there's going to be trouble, right? If the mega cap fails, they are going to be in trouble. The market is going to be in trouble. But we shall see how that plays out. All right. So now let's go to some of the economic data for the week. So Monday we have durable orders. So this one is not going to be a big deal. It's going to happen at pre-market anyways. So it's not going to matter much. Consumers confidence. This one is going to move the market on Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Then the main event, one of the main events of the week, is going to be the FOMC rate cut decision and Fed Chair Powell. So we are going to see what they are going to do. But the consensus is that the Fed is not going to cut any interest rate this January. They are going to hold interest rates. So if you go to there's a website, Fed funds rate. So this one, no. That's not what I'm looking for. Fed funds to something like that. I can't seem to remember where it is. US. Okay, I'm not finding it, right? So I think this is what I'm looking for. It should be here. So Fed. So over here we are going to. So if you look at this, the interest rate cut decision is at, we don't like, no rate cuts is at 97%, right? No rate cuts is 97%. So that means that there's a zero likelihood that we are going to get interest rate cuts this week. So the market is not expecting that, but they want to hear from Powell to see how it's going to sound. Are they going to sound hawkish, or is it going to sound dovish? Those are things that are going to move the market. But otherwise, no real big deal in terms of the interest rate cuts this week. There's not going to be any. So the market is already priced that in already. Okay. So the main focus will be on the mega cap earnings. Okay, so then Thursday we are going to have this initial jobless claims. So these are market moving events. If this number comes in worse than expected, the median forecast is 209,000. If it comes in higher than it, then it's going to cause the market to sell, right? And then here we have Friday, we have core PPI. So PPI is producer price index. So that's something that is also going to move the market, but this is going to happen at pre-market. So we shall see. So these are the key events that economic catalysts that are market moving, and we shall see how they play out this week. But I think that all eyes is going to be on the mega cap earnings. Also, one thing I forgot to mention was that UPS earnings usually is used as a gauge for the state of the economy, right? Like spending, buying, those kinds of things. So if UPS comes and showing very weak guidance and weak earnings reports, that's going to is going to show a bad reflection on the economy, right? And that could cause the market to sell on this Tuesday if these numbers come in bad. So these companies are listed in the Dow. They usually report in the mornings, so it's going to be at pre-market around 6:30 usually. They are going to report 8:30 or 8:30 Eastern. They are going to report, and then it's going to move the market depending on what happens. But UPS is something that investors and traders are going to be keeping their eye on because it ties directly to the economy. Because if people are using UPS, that means that they are shipping, buying things. So if people are spending and UPS is reporting that, hey, we got a record sale this year, that means that, okay, people have money, they still have money to spend. But if the numbers have gone down, then it means that the folks do not want to spend and there's no money in the system. The economy is tough, people are struggling, then that way you are not going to see a good report in this. So you are going to talk about guidance, and that guidance is going to be weak. So UPS's earnings, apart from the mega cap, is going to be a very important one to watch this week. Okay. All right. So now let's go to the top stocks for the week. So there's a lot happening here. We have already seen gold and silver make new all-time highs, and we shall see if these stocks are able to uh, move up and make a big difference this week, right? So we shall see how that works out. Okay. All right. So let's go to this. Let's go to the SPY. So SPY here. Let me take this line. So SPY is currently trading at a critical level. So if you go to the weekly time frame, we see that the SPY is holding this 20-week simple moving average, right? So if this continues, if we can hold the 20-week simple moving average, then it means that this has room to push up. Okay, it means that this has room to push up. However, if we break this, then the market is going to be in trouble. Okay, as long as we hold this purple line, then all is going to be good. We are going to it's going to find a way to make it up. So again, this is going to be dependent on the mega cap earnings, right? Those companies need to deliver. If they fail, the market is going to sell off massively. So here, let me go to Yahoo Finance to show you guys something. So Yahoo Finance, if we check out Yahoo Finance, you look at it here. Let's check the SPY ETF. I'll show you the weightings in the SPY ETF, and you see why these stocks are very important. So here, if you take NVIDIA out, which is not reported, is going to report next month, the ones that are reporting this week, Apple is 6% of the total weighting. Microsoft is 6%. Okay. Then we have Tesla, which is down here 2%, and Meta, which is 2%. So if you add these ones together, this 12%, this is 4. So this is about 16%, right? Excess of 16% or 17%, right? Or even more. This is something that is going to be a market moving event. So assuming all these 4, or maybe Apple or Microsoft, because Apple or Microsoft are the highest weightings here, apart from NVIDIA. Imagine if one of them fail and produces weak guidance, is going to get the market to sell and it's going to go down, right? So, but if those two beat and the other one beat and do well, we are going to get a lift off. We are going to get a big rally in the market. So that's why I wanted to point out here today in this. So over here, we have so far seen that this is, let me go to the daily charts. So we so far seen here that this went from the lows to this area. Okay. This is the April lows. Okay. So April lows, we are still trading below that trend line. Okay. So we're still trading below that trend line. So we have here low, 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 right? So so we had this was since April Liberation Day tariff lows, and it's been holding, and finally broke through. So now this place is going to act as what? Resistance. So initially it was support, now it is what? Resistance, right? It was support, now it's resistance. So right now what we are seeing here is that this is going to act as resistance. So until the SPY is able to break above this, there's a likelihood that this can do something like this, go up, bump its head into this, and then boom, go back, go down. That's something that can happen, right? So far, the futures market is trading. Let me check again where the futures market is trading. Check again one more time. Yeah, futures market is trading. Okay. So it was down by, it looks like it's rising. Futures market is down by like $16 right now, which is around $1.60. So where this closed, see here, this is where this closed. This is $1, there's some change. So if the futures market is to open up, we are going to open somewhere here, somewhere a little bit here, somewhere here, right? Between here and here. That's where we are going to open up if you have to open right now. Okay, so then most likely we'll fill this gap, and then we can go from there. So most likely we are going to get that gap fill, and then we go from there. But I'm going to be watching this trend line closely, because this trend line is going to determine if we are going to remount and then make new all-time highs, right? We cannot make new all-time highs until we remount this upsloping trend line. Okay, so what I'm going to look at, I'm going to look at how it performs here. So if we're able to hold this area, these are moving averages, and come and fill this gap, that's going to be the first sign of strength, is for the SPY to fill this gap, right? Come out from this bottoming tail candle to come and fill the gap, and we shall see how that plays out this week. Okay, but all is going to be 100% dependent on the mega cap earnings, right? If the earnings are good, then we shall see that move. Otherwise, we'll just come down, and this time around come and retest this again and push to the 100. Okay, so that's what I'm watching here for SPY. And then for QQQ, let's check the VIX volatility index for the SPY. Let's look at it. So volatility came down. It popped on Monday, Tuesday because of the Greenland situation, and now it came all the way down here. So this looks like it's holding here. We shall see if it's able to clear this moving averages congestion and push up. If the VIX pushes up, then we are going to get a sell in the market. Then go to QQQ. So the Qs, QQQ once again is also right now trading below this Liberation Day trend line. It tried to make a good effort to push above it on Friday. On Friday, tech was strong. However, I couldn't get the job done. So we shall see if it can get it done. So this is a trade that we took here with the day trading team, and I told members to watch for this target. If it gets here, it's not just going to break it; it's going to bump its head into it. And lo and behold, where did it stop? Over here, 625. 625 was our ultimate target on our QQQ longs, and also our Nasdaq futures longs, right? Yeah, so we're targeting that head bump here into this. So this week, QQQ has this work cut out for it. It needs to find a way to cross above this. So here you have an intersection of the trend line and the horizontal line, right? It forms something like a bow tie. So if it's able to gap up and trade above that bow tie, then you are going to see a big move in the Nasdaq, because the Nasdaq, if you look at it, the Nasdaq has been consolidating for 4 months. Let's go to the monthly time frame. Let's remove the lines. Look at this. Apart from this October candle, monthly candle, it's been trading within that range, right? It tried to go up in November and it failed. Since then, it's been trading within this range. So until we break out of this, it can continue doing this until we break out. So it's either going to break up to the upside or to the downside, right? But the fact that we are still holding the 20 SMA is telling me that if I'm betting, I'm going to bet to the upside, down to the downside, until such a time that we break and close below the weekly candle, breaks and close below this purple 20 week SMA level, right? So that's what I'm going to look at, and that's what I'm going to be using to get. So if you look at this, so any astute technician will tell you that this here is what? This is like a flag, right? It's a flag forming here, right? So you have here, this is your flagpole, okay? And then here, this is your flag forming. So we have to break out of this range. So this range has been holding, like, let's say this from from November. Kind of extend it here a little bit. Trading within this range. All right. So here, which one is this? This is October. So from October to now, we've been trading within this range, right? It's chop, going up, going down, coming down. So here, if we're able to break above, so this is what we are looking for, right? This is going to be the all-time highs here. So we are close to that all-time highs. And we're just only a few points away. So it's just 2% away, 15 points. So if that is supposed to happen, if that happens, we are going to get a long green candle like this on the weekly. Then we are going to get that breakout. Okay. So I've been waiting for this breakout for some time now, and hopefully we get it soon. I think the mega cap earnings, if they come good, are going to spark that rally. Are going to spark that big rally to the upside. So I'm looking for something like this on the weekly. And because this has been consolidating for long, remember, the longer the consolidation, the bigger the move. This is going to squeeze, and then shorts are going to get squeezed, and it's going to take off. And that's what is going to form the blow off top. So the blow off top, you are not there yet. It's still in the works. And once we get to the blow off top and we keep on going, at some point, we are going to now start making reverse out to the downside. So this is what I'm watching on the SP on the QQQ. So if you go back to the chart here, you see that the QQQ is at a critical point, right? And it has this downsloping trend line as well here. It's at a critical point. So if you can clear this area, then we are off to the races, right? If you can clear this area, we are off to the races. So it has this work to do. And if you can break it, then boom, we are going to be gone. This is going to squeeze massively because tech has been behind. In December, it did not do well. In January here, it's not been doing well. So we shall see what happens to it as we approach the earnings, and hopefully the mega cap earnings will save QQQ. Okay. But if you fail to break this, we are going to head down and possibly test this or even go lower and retest this area. So we shall see how it plays out this week. All right. So the next one that has been doing well is IWM. But before then, let me check out the Dow Jones Index. The Dow forms the fabric of America. These are very profitable companies, and that's a safe haven. That's a defensive play. So anytime there's trouble in the market and people are scared, the smart money and things, they move their money into the Dow companies, because the Dow companies, whatever happens, whatever the issue is going to be resolved at some point, and then those companies are going to come back good, like Walmart, your Costco, those kind of companies. They are going to do well regardless of if there's a recession or some economic issue, right? Yeah. So over here with this one is still trading above the Liberation Day high, Liberation Day trend line. So this is Liberation Day trend line, and this is a trend line from 2023. So it needs to find a way to break out of there, and this is forming a bull flag, right? If you look at this, the flagpole, and it's forming a bull flag. So if it's able to break above here, then we can get all-time highs and new all-time highs, right? So it still has room to go, but it all going to be dependent on how the market sentiment is this week. If the market is strong, then this is going to get ability to go and then crack through this. But you don't break a mother of all trend line just like that. That's why here you see me struggling and coming down. At some point, it's going to go and blast through. Okay. So DIA looking good. It needs to find a way to hold this level. Let me go to the weekly and see what is that. So you see that DIA is even stronger than everything. It's trading way above the 20-week simple moving average, and it's holding the 9 right now. So here you see that every single time the worst that this has come to is to this area. So if he holds, then boom, can go, right? But I believe that this is going to blast through at some point in the coming weeks. All right, so let's go to the next one that has been doing well. Again, once the main stocks are doing well, main indices are selling, and small cap companies which are non-profitable, it means that investors want to put in their money in small caps to get good returns, because the Magnificent Seven, the amount of returns that you're going to get is not going to be much. So they want to put it in small cap companies that some of them are garbage, but they do that in order to get quick exponential gains. So we shall see how this plays out. But I have a problem with IWM here. IWM on a daily chart is putting in this shooting star candle or topping tail candle here, and you have this big sell-off on Friday. So if it's unable to hold this area, so here this is going to be line in the sun for this. You know what? Let me take off all the lines. So here, if this is unable to hold this level, then we are going to get a sell to this area, and then from there, this can go all the way here to this area. We shall see how things work out. If we had interest rate cuts coming this week, then this would have favored the small caps bar right now. But they have rallied, they've made new all-time highs and things, and then now it's going down. So now we need to see what happens here. So this level is going to be a critical level tomorrow. 263 or 264-ish, right? That area is going to be a critical level, because if it's unable to hold it, we are going to head down to 261 and then 258, and then that's going to bring things down. Okay, so if we lose this, I'm looking to short IWM tomorrow and then put my stop above here or somewhere here, depending on what the trade is. If it's a swing trade, then we are going to target here and allow it to play out. If it's a day trade, then we are going to look to position ourselves in a way that we manage our risk and while shortening to the downside. But I like this setup for a downward move if it triggers tomorrow. Okay. So alternatively, if we get a bounce, then we can get, let's say we get a green candle. That's a green candle that wipes out the body of this red candle. Then that will signal a very bullish very bullish move. Okay, something like that. We shall see how that plays out tomorrow and during the week. Okay, so now let's check out the like crypto and things like that. Let's check out what's going on there to see how the crypto market is doing, and also let's see how the precious metals. First of all, we'll start with the precious metals because that's where the action is right now, right? You go where the action is, right? You go where the action is. So yeah, let me not forget this. Go where the action is, and then you can go where the action is. So this is at a critical level, actually, if you look at it, because here this intersects with this, so this is at a critical level. So I expect to see a bounce here, but we shall see how that goes, right? Okay. All right. So that is IWM. So let's check out trading view. Check out Bitcoin and this. Bitcoin. First off, let's check out gold. Gold. Okay. So I talked about this possible breakout last week and we had it, right? So isn't that beautiful? I mentioned that if I drew this, I've not even changed this from last week, Sunday, right? This from, I said, you have this, you have that, and then boom, it's gone. Look at that. This is incredible, right? So yeah, this is your cap and this is your handle. This is a big cap. This gold cap and handle is really a big one. It's like drinking tea in those big mugs, right? You know that you have a mug, but that mug is very big. Drinking tea on it or drinking coffee or hot chocolate or whatever. That's what this is doing here. This is crazy, right? This is just gone with the winds. And yeah, so now we are the $5,000 mark. At some point, we are going to get retraced to the scene of the crime, right? Because that's the natural movement of financial assets. We are going to get something like this. So if it triggers, so I'm looking for at least a topping tail candle at some point in this rally. Not right now. Right now it's just showing strength, but it could do that tomorrow, or it could do that sometime next week or next month, whatever, right? But if it can pull back here and hold, that's where I'm going to look to reopen a position and then move it to the upside, right? That's what's going to happen. But at this point in time, you don't want to go short this. you want to wait for it to cool off and do a reversal. Then you can catch the reversal scalp to this area, because this is going to be a critical area, because this is where the breakout occurred, the most recent breakout occurred, right? So anything above it, anything below it is going to be like a breakdown. So anytime you break something like this, then this is a crime, and then retrace the scene of the crime. That's a break and retest, and then we can go up from there. Okay, so that's gold. So gold is going to no man's land. I don't know where it's going from here, but I think we're going to get some more upside into gold, and then that can take it to the next level. Maybe, who knows, 5,500 in the coming weeks and months. Who knows, right? Let's look at silver. Silver is also ripping, right? It's also like it took off, it broke above this level, and then it has done this parabolic move. So it just keeps on going. Now it's at what? 108, 108, right? Another one that I think is going to do well is platinum. So now that silver and gold have done these crazy numbers, my eye is on platinum. Platinum, right? Platinum. So platinum is also breaking out. It's just crazy how this is a parallel channel that I drew in December. And right now we are seeing this trade beyond that. Like it's just broken out of that parallel channel, and then it's gone, right? It's gone. Like this is just doing crazy numbers now. Let's just get this to work well. So over here we have how this thing keeps on. Let me turn it off. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. So here, we are getting this breakout here. So at some point, we might get like a pullback, but this is also taking off, and platinum can get to 3,000 very soon here. Let me go to the monthly to see how this looks like in the monthly. Let me see if I can connect. Okay. Let me clear this here. So what's the next target for platinum? That's what I'm watching here. Delete all, right? So here. So this is the highs. This is the 1980 highs of platinum, right? This is 1980 highs of platinum. If you connect it to the highs in, I think, 2010, and you extend it, that's going to give us the next level where this can come to. Okay, so here you have this is 2008 March, right? So when the so here you have this, and then we have that. So at some point we are going to come here. So we are just a few points away. So it's around 3,000 mark. So over there, once we get to that mark, I'll try to see if we can get a pullback or it can blast through, right? But I think that the next big thing to move in terms of metals is going to be platinum, right? And so far, this is going to be the next target for platinum here, this area. So it's going to be, this area is going to be the next target. So somewhere, let's see, somewhere here, somewhere around the $3,000 mark, right? Somewhere around that area should be fine, and then we can get that move to the upside if we get a breakout, right? Because it cannot just go there. Once it gets there, it's going to respect it, it's going to pull back, and then from there we can get that breakout. Okay. So platinum, how am I going to play that? I believe it's a platinum ETF again. PP. Let me see. Platinum. Platinum ETF. PP something. This one. Yeah. So this is how I'm going to play platinum here. So I'm going to use this ETF to trade platinum. This ETF, right? So this ETF here, I'm going to just buy the call options on this because here is the next target. It's just a small target, but I think you can get some move there, but it's very small. But if you can break out, that's when I'm going to buy more. But here, it's just like it's too extended. So I'll wait for it to clear this intersection, this area, clear this mother of all trend lines from 1980. Once it clears it, I'll look to buy and then ride it to the upside with the big breakout. So this can go to 4,000 or so very soon. So platinum is looking very strong and is following the entire precious metals rally. Okay, so now we've gone through the precious metals. Let's check out Bitcoin. So we know that if precious metal is up, then you don't expect crypto to be up, right? That's the name of the game. And this is due to liquidity, right? Liquidity is basically money moving from one place to the other. If money is in precious metals, that means that it came from somewhere, right? That somewhere could be crypto, right? It's crypto, right? Or in the stock market. So over here I have the weekly time frame. So we're still in this bear flag. We're still in this bear flag zone for Bitcoin. We are still in this bear flag. It's really interesting. Still in this bear flag. We've not gotten out of it. We shall see how it plays out. So I think that for Bitcoin to go up, we need to see the Nasdaq go up and make new all-time highs, right? Once that happens, it's going to help. Once that happens, it's going to help Bitcoin do well, right? But without that, if Nasdaq itself is struggling, then Bitcoin has no chance if Nasdaq is struggling because Bitcoin is considered a risk asset, and the second risk asset is the stocks in the Nasdaq, right? So if the Nasdaq is able to rally and break out from that April low trend line and get to all-time high, you are going to see that people are not going to be comfortable risking and putting money into crypto, and it can rally. So here, this is the bear flag I'm watching. This is the weekly time frame. If we break below it, then we are going to head down. Next target is going to be somewhere here, 81,000, and then next area is going to be here where I'm looking for. This is like 70, 71,000, 72,000 ish area, 73. So if this breaks, this is going to come here. So it's been in the waiting pattern. It popped and dropped and like all sort of things going on. So we shall see how things works out this week for Bitcoin. But it can continue doing this ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. At some point, it's going to break out or it's going to break down. That's what you do. That's how this works. Okay. All right. So let me go to the individual stocks. Let me go to the individual stocks and see what's going on there. So one stock. So I'm going to start with the mega cap earnings and show you guys why I'm bullish on some of them. So I'm going to start with Boeing. Boeing reports on Tuesday. Boeing, problem child. It's crazy how problem child has turned things around. It's crazy. So here we have Boeing. Go to this other chart here. BA Boeing. Boeing, BA. So let's check out BA here. Okay, perfect. Go to the weekly time frame. So here you can see BA. BA here is like really, really strong, right? It has broken out of this area. Let me take off these lines here for it to be easy for you guys. It's just broken out here, and BA. So you had this downsloping trend lines. This was from 2018. From 2018 to now, it has been trading within this downtrend here, and finally it was able to break it. So Boeing has ability to push up higher this week if they produce good earnings. So here, this point, you see this level, 267. Then from there, we are going to come here to 77. So I'm looking at a break of this area, 268, and then 253. Okay. So here, this has already broken out, so it just needs to continue with the momentum. So if they produce good earnings, definitely we shall see Boeing at least 280. 280 is a possibility, right? Because this thing, if you look at the monthly, it has broken out of the monthly here. And this took several months. If you look at this taking several months. This from April last year. It has been trading here and trying to hold this 200 months simple moving average for a long time, right? From 2020, held, and then boom, look at where it is now. So I believe that if they produce good earnings, this is going to push, and that will catapult Boeing to $300 in the coming weeks and months, right? That's going to help Boeing to go up. So Boeing is a stock that I believe that is going to do well in earnings, and I'm expecting an earnings pop if they produce good numbers. Next one is UNH. So UNH has gone through a lot, and I believe that it's time for UNH to rally and push up. It's trading above the 200 SMA, which is a huge milestone, right? So we've been in UNH since it was here, right? Since it was here, right? So look at it right now. Look at it, 61% on the equity. Actually here, 51% on the equity. So now with UNH, I believe that UNH is at a point where the expectation is very low because of the whole DOJ investigation situation. So the expectation is very low. So if they come out with good earnings and good guidance, I think that this is going to rally and do some good numbers. So let's check out what is happening here with UNH. So over here, you see something like this with UNH, where we get in this move to the downside. Just trying to see if we get any connection. So here, from here to here is UNH. Right, UNH going up, going down. So if UNH can clear this downsloping trend line, this from 2024, we are going to push to this area. So 381 has been the place where it came the last time. So we were able to capture this move. This was in October. Took some profit of the long-term hold thing, and then we are looking for this to push to this area to break. So once we break here, UNH has room to come all the way here. You see here? So my target for UNH in the short medium term is 400, right? 400, right? But to be precise, 438.50 is the area where I'm expecting this to come to if they deliver on good earnings and the momentum continues. So UNH is looking good for this week if we can crack above this downsloping trend line and push to 381. So 381 is going to be the squeeze zone. If it's able to blast through, we are going to get that push to 400, magic number. Okay. So UNH is a good one. And the next one is Apple. Apple. So Apple has been, so Apple has two things to do here. Apple has two things to do here. Apple has, let me go to here. So look at Apple. So we look at Apple. So Apple respected this parallel channel. When it got here, I told I mentioned that this was going to be an area where this can sell, and it respected it. So this is the power of parallel channels. So now we are here at this point. So this is the 50% range of the parallel channel. So we need to see this make some kind of reversal, because right about now it's putting in lower lows, bear flags. So here it came here, bear flag, and it sold. Bear flag sold. Bear flag sold. Is it going to do the same thing here? Who knows, right? So I believe Apple has to do well in the earnings. They have to produce good earnings, or else it's going to be, we are going to see a big sell-off. So here, this April lows, if you connect it here to this area, this is where it comes to. So we are at a critical point. So Apple must bounce. It's been selling off for what, 7 weeks? It must bounce. So here, so this year, the 50% range of the parallel, the trend line, and also if you do a fib retracement here, from here to here, you are going to see that this is what in the 38 to Fibonacci retracement level, right? So that tells you that there's a lot of technical factors that is telling us that Apple has to bounce here. But if it fails, then more sell-off is coming, right? But I believe that they need to produce good earnings. The earnings has to be good, and the guidance has to be good, right? So who knows? Maybe this is the day where the earnings where they are going to talk about their whole AI thing. Maybe they are putting money into AI or working on some groundbreaking AI solution that might help the stock to go up as well. But I'm just flagging this here that Apple has been selling off. If you go to the weekly, look at this. Apple has been selling off for how many weeks? Let's look at the red weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So if you add the down move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So this has been a downtrend since this topping tail candles. So again, topping tail candles are powerful at the right location, right? So here, this is in a Y state, and you got this topping tail. This was a signal to go short. And if you look at this, that's exactly what happened here. If you go to the weekly, look at that. That's exactly what you have here. So this was a high probability short, because the last time price came here, what did you do? It sold off. Last time price came here, what did you do? It sold off. So what do you think is going to happen here with the topping tail? It's going to do the same thing, right? It sold off as well. So here we are here at the 50% range, and we are here at the 32.8 Fibonacci retracement, and then we are here at the upsloping trend line. So you can't make this up, right? It needs to bounce, right? If it doesn't bounce, then it's going to do like this. If you run bounce, it's going to start coming down, and that's not going to be good for the market if Apple continues to sell, right? So I believe that if it doesn't, then we are going to continue coming down, and it could come all the way down to this area. Okay, that's the bottom of the parallel channel. That's the place where, at least once it comes there, we are going to see a bounce, because the last time it came here, what did you do? We got a bounce. We got a bounce here. We got a bounce here. This was a breakout, failed breakdown. Then we got a bounce here, and we are going to get a bounce if it comes here. Okay, so that's Apple. All right, let's look at the next thing here. Is going to be Microsoft. So the way these mega caps are setting up is really interesting. Like, I mean, it sucks that they have earnings coming up, because if they didn't have earnings, those are going to be very good setups to trade. But they have earnings coming up. So I typically, if a stock has earnings, I don't day trade that stock that week, because the options contracts are going to be astronomically high for nothing, and the contracts barely even move when you buy this one. So look at that, $15. So typically on a regular week, you will not see this at $15. It's going to be half the price, right? But because of earnings, it's very inflated. So I'll wait until they finish their earnings. That's when I'm going to attack Microsoft, and then I'm going to trade it. Let's see where I have this thing here with Microsoft. Okay. I think it's not here. So Microsoft, when I was doing my analysis, I spotted a pattern recognition here on Microsoft. Okay. So if you look at this, Microsoft, anytime it has come to this 50-week, 50 months moving average, it's always bounces there. So this one, this is two. Over here, it came close to it, it kissed it, but I did not touch it. And then here, we are close here. So here, is this going to come here now? We shall see, right? But it's not there yet. But however, if you look at the over here, this purple line, every time it remounts it goes up. Here, we try to pierce it, but it did not come quite. So here, and then here. So I'm expecting this to get some kind of a relief bounce coming up soon if they produce good earnings. Let's look at the weekly as well. Weekly, you can see that here we pierced to the 100 and we held here. I like Friday's candle on this. If it can hold, then I believe that Microsoft will make a recovery. But we have to wait for the earnings first. If the earnings is good, I'll look to buy call options and ride it up to all-time highs again. But for now, we have to wait for the earnings to come in first to see where this is taking us. Okay. All right. Next one is one of the most interesting ones. Meta. Metamorphosis. Meta. So here we have this. This is looking interesting here, right? So Meta has, there are two things at play. One is, let's look at this here. So you have, one is, you have this trend line here from the bull. So this is the start of Meta's recovery from when it came to the lows of the bear market. If you connect it, you are going to get this, right? So Meta must not break this trend line. If it breaks it, it's going to be in trouble. So because of this is what is holding the entire bull run from 2023, I believe that Meta is going to come in good. The only reason why Meta stock sold off last time in the earnings was that because they were spending money on AI. But if they come in with a good earnings and saying they're not spending too much money on the AI stuff and they're using some to do other things, and consumers like that, because right now the expectation for Meta is low. So if they come in and present good earnings, you are going to see this rip is going to do well. So Meta is one of the most profitable companies in the market, right? And usually they produce very good earnings with good numbers. So we shall see if that's going to work out this time around this year. So here, this is the trend line here. It has held it. And what did he do? He put in, so here we have this low as well. This lows here, support, and this support, right? And then it's holding. So if Meta is able to clear this 66 level, it has multiple, so you have moving average is the 200. So Meta of all stocks is trading below the 200 SMA on the daily. It's a shame, right? Because Meta is a solid company, and I believe that once they produce good earnings this quarter, we are going to get a very big move to the upside, and this can take Meta to all-time highs. So that's what I'm watching this week to see if we can clear here. And also, I see something like a head and shoulders pattern forming here. So if you look at this, take off the line. So this is your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and let's see if this can go down and sell. But if I'm betting, my bet is to the upside for this, because there's a lot of factors showing that this is to the upside. Okay, so let's check out Tesla. Tesla's also what's happening with Tesla as well. So Tesla is holding this Liberation Day trend line so far, and we shall see what it does in their earnings. Typically with Tesla, it doesn't really have big rallies post earnings, right? when the earnings is released. It only does that when after the fact, after the earnings has cooled down a day or two after, then you can see the move. But during when the earnings is released, you typically see it like move that much. It just moves small. The last time we got a big move in Tesla after earnings was in 2021. So I don't see it doing anything. It's not going to sell up big. It's not going to go up high. It's just going to be consolidate, and then the next trading day, investors are going to review what they heard from the earnings call, and then you can see it rally. But Tesla, if you can clear this 453 level, it's going to make a move to the upside, and it's going to bring it to this area, right? And the good thing is that once Tesla starts moving, it's simply unstoppable. It's just going to take off. It doesn't even care about what the SPY and QQQ are doing. They can be selling. It's going to do its own thing, right? That's one thing I like about Tesla as a stock. So I trade that in day trading if they trigger, but it's a stock that I like the way it moves. Like it's very fast, right? Momentum stock. Okay. All right. So now we check all these earnings plays, and we see how things are going. I'm going to look at a number of stocks that I'm watching this week. One of them is APLP, Applied Digital Corporation. So here I'm seeing a bull flag breakout, possible bull flag breakout coming up. So here we have the weekly. So this is where we are at. And if you go to the daily, you can see that we've been trading here in this bull flag. If this can clear 39, this can push and make new all-time highs and put a candle like this, like a green candle like this. So I like this play for a long. And we can capitalize on it if it triggers. Okay. Then the next thing that I'm going to watch is I like MP. So this is a rare earth material stock. MP is looking like it wants to go. So here MP needs to find a way to clear this level and rally. I think this week might be the week where we can get a move. So here we have, so this is another bull flag. So you have your flagpole. This has been bull flag and it has been consolidating for some time now. So I need it to give us a candle like this, a green candle, then it's going to be off to the races. So that's something that you can watch for here on MP. So MP is looking good for a breakout to the upside, and we shall see how it works out this week. So here I'm going to put an alert here to say if this goes to 72, I'll look to buy call options and ride it to the upside. So there's a gap here that needs to be filled. There's a gap here, a little gap here at 74. But that wouldn't be a problem once it breaks this trend line here. Once it breaks it, it's going to be off to the races. Okay. So that is MP. Then there's a stock that is like a meme stock. Those that traded meme stock in 2021, they know this stock, GME. I think GME is cooking something, and most people are not watching. GME is cooking something, right? I did a research and I saw that insiders were buying, like the CEO and other investors of the company are buying into this. So I believe that something is cooking and we can get a breakout soon. So this is the monthly time frame. You can see that this has been consolidating for a long time. So if this can, if you can get a breakout here, it can do wonders. And get a breakout here, this can do wonders. So if you look at this, we are on the verge of a breakout. So this is the monthly time frame. And then here we have can connect this like that. So we have this triangle wedge pattern here forming on the monthly. So this can do very good moves. And once it start going up, retail is going to chase it. retail. So I like this. I like this play. Like, to be honest, I like this play here for a breakout. So this here is let me put it up here. If we can clear this 24, I believe that GME is going to do some good moves, and obviously it needs to clear the 50 as well. So let's say 24. Set my alert for 24. If it crosses, it hits that level, it's going to let me know, and I'm going to look to execute on the trade. But I like what I see here. I like what I see here in this. And then on Friday, this candle is a very important candle, but it needs to follow through. So you see here that the volume is increasing as well. Volume is increasing, and this has been below average volume for the longest time, right? So if you can get above average volume, something like this, then you are going to get a big move in GME. So I like GME. So with this type of plays, you want to buy time on it, right? Because you cannot be watching it all the time. Because there's a lot of retail chasing this. And once it starts taking off and it gets into the news, everybody will FOMO in. And by then, you'll be in already. So I like this. So maybe something like a $25 calls. $25 calls, expiring end of February, or you can even give it to March. Allow you to play out. $25 cost is not expensive here. It's $1. So you can buy it, allow it to play out, forget about it. And so as long as we are not breaking below here, so the stop loss is going to be here. As long as the weekly candle or daily candle, whichever one you're using, does not break below this $20 mark, this is still a valid trade. The reason why you want to buy time is that who knows, this consolidation might continue. But this candle here that I see, I'm encouraged by it. And here we have what is called a double bottom here. One bottom, two bottom, right? So now we need the break of this, a momentum play break on this. So this can cook this week. You never know, right? This can cook this week. So add it to your radar. That's something I'm watching here. That, and then I'm also watching Target. I'm also watching Target. So Target looks good. So this Target here, Target has been trading here for some time now in this wedge pattern, falling wedge pattern. It just needs to break out. So if you go to the monthly, this is how it looks like. So this has been trading below average. We need to go, we need to get a green candle, above average candle, then we are going to get that breakout. So Target looks like it's up to something great. Up to something great here. So here it came here. Also, one pattern recognition that you have to know is that if you go to the monthly on Target, it has always held a 200 months simple moving average. Here it pierced it, it got a failed breakdown, and it has remounted it. So this is a positive sign. So if you are getting something here at this point, it's a Black Friday sale. It's very, very cheap, very, very low. This is a place where you should be getting, because Target went through a lot of boycotts and stuff like that. I believe that it's ready to make the next move up. Let's go to the weekly and see what's happening there. Weekly just broke it, but the monthly shows you a very nice pattern, right? This is the type of patterns that you don't joke with. You take action because they are always valid in that sense. Okay, so that's TGT Target. I'm looking for a long to the upside, and some shorts. SNDK. First of all, check out light. I need to check when they're having their earnings. So if you're trading options this week, this earnings week, make sure that you're checking when your company is going to have their earnings, especially the swing traders. Else you're going to end up buying something that is expiring, like they have earnings this week, and you're going to be paying an inflated price. So you don't want to do that. So I stay away from all stocks having earnings. like trading them before the earnings. I stay away from them. Day trading them until they finish the earnings. Okay. So here you have light. This is February 3rd. So that's next week. So it means that this week we can get a move to the downside. So if you look at this, you can clearly see that this red line, right? This thing has been holding this red line for the longest time. Came here, bounce, came here, bounce. But if this red line is to break, we are going to get a big sell to the downside. So here, this is going to form the neckline of this pattern. So here you have your left shoulder, and you take all this as the head. This is your right shoulder. Okay. So here, this is going to be the neckline. So if this is the neckline, from here to the neckline, this is going to give you the measured move. So the measured move is, if this is to sell, this is going to come here. Somewhere here is going to be the target. And that's going to be a big, big, big move to the downside, because these stocks have been very hot. They've been rallying. So even this month, look at that. This month alone, this stock has done, is moved from here to here. It did 26%, and now it's selling. So we shall see. So this is going to be your first red month out of this. So I like this for a short if we break the neckline, right? The most important thing is breaking this neckline and also breaking this red, the 50. Once you break the 50, below 320, I'm going to look to short this to the downside, and I'm going to target. Obviously, it's not going to come here in one day. There are areas where this can bounce here, and then here. Okay, so I like Sandex for a sell to the downside short. Next one that I'm watching is Sandex. I think they have earnings coming in this week. Okay, so this week, so I'm not going to worry about it. But with this one, again, let me tackle the earnings. This thing has gone parabolic, right? And for this month alone, look at that. This is the monthly candle. This has done 110% in 108% in just 1 month. So this is at the point where I don't think that the earnings is going to come in and these guys are going to continue going, but we shall see. It most likely going to pull back. So I'm expecting a pullback here. Let it hold here, or possibly break below this and come down after the earnings, right? And then once it comes here, maybe buyers are going to step in, or it's going to be the beginning of a sell-off. So we shall see how that plays out with SNDK. Okay. All right, guys. So these are the key tickets I have for this week here. And all eyes is going to be on the mega cap earnings and what's going to happen during the mega cap earnings. So we're also offering our trading rich. We are having a mega sale, beginning of the year sale. This was as part of the Zero Risk to Riches challenge. So if you are someone that joined the Zero Risk to Riches challenge last week, put one in the chat. Let's know that you joined. And so I'll be trading tomorrow live with the VIP members who joined the Zero Risk to Riches challenge. And we are going to trade together for the next 5 days. On Friday, we traded together, and we had the opportunity to show the new VIP members of how to execute on options trade. So the Zero Risk to Riches was mainly to show individuals about learning how to buy their first stock, fundamental analysis, how to analyze the stock, how to analyze an ETF. We covered that. We also covered options, right? Fundamentals of options, we covered that, and also we covered how to execute trades using options. And we did that. I did that live on Friday using a simulated account, because the purpose is to use simulated account, not risk your money until you understand what is going on. So tomorrow we're going to trade with the VIP members and those that are part of the Trading Rich day trading room. So we are all going to be trading together tomorrow. So we have a sale going on. As you can see, the banner here, the sale is going on. We have the courses here. So you can go to the courses, and then you can you can buy if you want to buy any of the courses. Everything is on sale for 30% off. So here, if you want to trade with me live for the entire month, you can come here and use the promo code Trading Rich, and you get 30% off. This promo ends tomorrow at midnight, 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. So once it's done, everything goes back to the regular price. And those that want to upgrade, though the guys that join the challenge, who want to upgrade to VIP, it's not late. You can do so right now. So here I'm going to put the link. If you want to upgrade, you can upgrade now and join us live tomorrow to trade live in the markets. Trade live in the market to apply what has been taught. Okay. All right. So guys, let me know if you have any questions. Put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'll trade with the day trading guys tomorrow live at 8:45 a.m. Eastern. Put your comments in the chat, so I'll wait here for a bit and we'll wrap up the live stream. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that anytime I go live, you are going to get the information and you can join us live. Okay. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'm just checking here to see who has any questions. So far, I'm not seeing anything. Okay. All right, guys. So have a good night. Have a good night, and we shall see you guys. Those that are in the community, we shall chat tomorrow morning, and those in the day trading room, we shall trade together in the morning tomorrow. So have a good night. We'll chat tomorrow. Take care. All the best with your trading this week. Bye-bye.